putting some chopped onions into a blender. Adding some chopped tomatoes. Some chopped ginger. Next I'll add some garlic and some green chilies. Now just blend it to make a coarse paste. Make sure the paste is not very smooth because that will not give a very nice texture to your curries. You can, instead of grinding, you can also grate onion and tomatoes and finely pound ginger and garlic if you wish to. I'll add some oil to a pan and shallow fry my paneer pieces until they are brown from all the sides. You can skip this process if you do not like the fried paneers, but I love it when they are like nicely brown, and also to top the curry they look very beautiful on top of that nice reddish curry. Do not overcrowd the paneer pieces, otherwise it will become difficult for them to brown because the steam will build up. So make sure there is enough gap between each piece. You should also make sure the paneer pieces are nicely white before putting them into the pan. So that will reduce the amount of water they are releasing in the pan and they'll brown very beautifully. Just flip the paneer pieces so that they are nicely brown from all the sides. Make sure to not burn them. They should be very gently golden brown. And you do not need too much oil to brown these. Make sure you are using a non-stick pan, and that's good enough. The paneer pieces are fried well, and now I have this bowl of water here. I'll put all these pieces into this bowl of water so that the paneer pieces absorb some water and they become really nice and soft. This is a very important tip that I have learned from my mom, and I always use it, and my paneer never turns elastic or rubbery or difficult to chew. Now let's make our masala for the Matar Paneer. To start with, I'll add some oil in a pan. Let the oil heat up nicely. The oil is very nicely hot now, and let's add a masala paste that we made before. Now we have to fry this masala paste until it becomes nice and really brown. We don't want any kind of raw smelling ginger, garlic or onion in this paste. It will take some time, but do not sprint on this step because this is what gives the taste to your Matar Paneer. And also make sure to not fry the masala on very high heat. It should be fried on medium to low heat so that all the masala gets really evenly browned and fried. See how oil has started to separate on the sides, and this is the sign that your masala is frying well. If it gets too dry, just add little water to it. It should not stick to the bottom of your pan. So keep adding little water and keep frying it until the masala gets really nice and brown. So whatever is sticking to the bottom, just scrape it using the spatula and keep mixing it in the remaining masala. The masala is done now, and now we'll add our dry spices to it. I'm adding some coriander powder, turmeric powder, Kashmiri red chili powder. I always use Kashmiri red chili powder in my cooking because it gives a nice color to the curry or gravies that you add it to, and it keeps the heat to a low. So it's kind of a win-win situation. You get a beautiful, lovely color in the curries. And I have some cumin powder here. It's roasted cumin powder and it is homemade. I have a recipe on the blog, so you can check it out. I'm also adding some homemade garam masala powder to it. Now give it a mix and fry it until oil starts to separate on the side. You can add a little water at this stage if the masala is too dry. You don't want to burn the masala. Now just fry this. I think it will take 2 to 3 minutes for this masala to get fried properly. Do not do it again on high heat. Medium to low heat is best to fry the masalas for the maximum flavors to come out of them. See how the oil is oozing out from the sides of the masala, and this is when we will add a fried paneer. And I like to add the paneer along with the water in which it was soaked, because the water also has a lot of flavor now. And we will also add a peas. These are frozen peas which I have microwaved for 2 to 3 minutes. You can also use fresh peas. Just give them a little steam so that they are softened, and then you can add them in this gravy. Give it a quick mix. Add some more water to make the gravy a little thinner, and we will also add salt at this stage. Now simmer the heat to a low, and then just cook this curry for 10 to 12 minutes on low heat, so that all the flavors from the curry is soaked inside the paneer, and you have a lovely curry ready. Our curry has been simmering for 10 minutes now, and look at the gorgeous red color. It's ready to serve. I'll just garnish it with some fresh coriander, and now you are ready to serve it. That Matar Paneer recipe was yum, right? For more such recipes, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all very soon with a new recipe. Till then, bye-bye.